Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another match of the Minish Cap Randomizer tournament. We are already in Swiss round 5. Matchup is Ibot02 versus Sharky2107. Commentators for this match will be Myth197 and Lunastick. Say hello.
Hello.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, we've got 2 remote bombs in the hash.
Ooh. Sorry for the loud music. Okay.
Even more interesting is that we have both flute items.
Yeah, there's the ocarina and also Zephyr.
Now the question is, do those remote bombs mean that the ocarina is going to blow up in their face?
Yeah, it's either ocarina on Bellari or first bomb bag on Mazao.
I don't know which one of those I want more.
I mean, you're
It
used
can be
to
both.
the bomb bag
That makes it both.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit biased in this match because I want Ibot to win because it will put me up on the opponent's score so that I can hit joint 10th place if Ibot wins.
I guess all I have to say is that I want a bad seed just for the terrible seed Ibot rolled me with the Go Mode bomb bag.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, that was such a bad seed.
But
yeah,
like,
we're getting ready to go at any moment.
Yeah, but looks like it. Looks like it.
And they are away.
Ooh, early Kane.
Early Kane. Do you do Minish checks in town straight away? Is that what your play is?
I think so. There's a decent number of them, and it could bring you to pawn a little quicker without going all the way north.
Yeah, because you don't have you can't break trees just yet, so you do need to look somewhere for that. There's our first spin attack.
So it is looking towards the early Chronal play at some point.
Okay, that was a Kinstone? I think Cloud Tops. Okay, and there is not much else.
Ibot's doing the town Minish.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised by this by Ibot. I think they saw the Kane and was like, right, let's. This is probably my progression out of Sphere 1, so do these checks. They're pretty quick with the Kane, not gonna lie. But yeah, Sharky's gonna go for Tingle Trees instead.
I mean, you can't really disagree with either.
There's another Kinstone. Think another Cloud Tops.
So, nothing else. Oh boy! Never mind. That cuts off what I was saying. Gonna say.
Yeah, there we go. So there's our bombs on Ibot side in the Minish spots in town. Yeah, so that Ibot's going to get early access to Link's Puddle.
And can do the reverse Minish Woods back up to Tingle Trees. So I think that ends up being faster overall. Oh boy!
Oh, hello! Oh, that is quite.
And that's Team of Flames access too.
Is that?
We got a spin, we got a cane, and we got a bottle.
We don't have access to Trilby. We need a sword to be able to get through the guard or the cape or flippers.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're still looking for one more item, but then yeah, as soon as like one of those is found, then we've got Cave of Flames access. We haven't had an element check yet, so we don't even know if Cave of Flames is a worthwhile destination for them.
Well, I say Cave of Flames, so I'm more speaking about Trilby, or more speaking about Crandall as a whole, because that has a decent amount of items.
I am someone who will always put off Krenel until you have Grip Ring, or there's no other better choices. Because the Grip Ring just opens so many things on Krenel and makes basically everything faster.
Call it doing a myth.
Doing a myth is leaving an area because you don't think there's anything there, but it turns out your progression was there, and you come back an hour later.
Yeah, I know. I'm more of this. I know that doing a myth is more doing a bad Nesmond.
Yeah, so it's the opposite of a Nesmond. Oh yeah, here's another thing we can do with the cane is the school. You know, this isn't bad from Sharky. Doing a school is I think this is faster than doing the Minish checks. Well, the top of the bakery and back of the hearth. But unfortunately, back of the hearth is where they need to go to get their way out of Sphere 1.
And it'd be Sphere 2 in this case. Well, we know what we're talking about. Sphere 1, Sphere 0, Sphere 2 varies from person to person.
Yeah. Yeah, Ibot doing the standard route. If you get bombs early, you just do Minish Loop. We're going to get a Karlov check, something we haven't seen yet, and that doesn't have anything. Now, something really ballsy we could have seen is a dip into Fountain. Because nothing in Fountain's actually in logic. You can get a visual look at the heart piece, and then you can also do the Moldoza fight out of logic with the bombs.
I think I did that in exactly one scene.
It's not a good idea. I do not recommend.
And as a result, I got Cape.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But that was one of my first scenes a long time ago. So Sharky's about to get his bomb bag. I guess we'll see how closely he follows Ibot.
Oh, okay. Ibot gets those flippers. Right, that is chrono access. But it also does open up a lot of other random checks in the overworld. Oh, Ibot's already gone by Bellari area.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit before he goes back to Minish Flippers.
Yeah, if Sharky goes the vanilla way through Minish Woods, then they're going to get the flippers before they go to the Bellari area, which will let them do everything faster.
Actually, what Ibot's doing now has reminded me, there's been something I've been wanting you to time, Myth.
Yeah.
Is it to check Sphere, is it faster to set the quick warp at the north end?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain. I haven't tested it, but my intuition's saying it is faster, even though I don't actually do it. But I'll time it and see how much faster it is.
I mean, my intuition says it's faster too, but we also know how that went with the castle save scum.
Well, it's the whole thing of you have to pick up a bush and then hop down a ledge after checking the item at syrup, which is slow. Like, the quick warp's just faster.
Yeah. We're getting an early Orphan Fairy, which is actually not that surprising. You just don't normally get a chance to do it early, and that's why it's Orphan Fairy.
Yeah, Sharky After getting that bomb bag, left town out of the right-hand side and has come through Lon Lon. Not going to head over to Link's house, Link's puddle. They're just going to go straight to Minish Woods. Or at least it looks like that. They're in Eastern Hills right now.
Since he came out the right, I don't think I disagree with Sharky, because it'd take a while to get back to the Minish Loop.
If you watch my race versus Francois, I did what Sharky's doing at the beginning of that race, but I set my quick warp at the beginning of Minish Woods. Then I went to Link's puddle, and then I quick warped and then went through Minish Woods.
Yeah, I probably would have checked Orphan Fairy, then gone to Puddle, probably. Just have your quick warp set from Orphan Fairy.
Yeah. Oh, did Sharky just set the quick warp there? Oh, I don't think they did. I think that was just they checked the bomb wall, and then now are heading over to the Link's area.
And Ibot's now going to check the Tingle Trees that we saw a little bit earlier. Probably going to head to Crandall after this.
Did we see Lower Vale Falls?
I don't think Ibot went.
Ibot didn't. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I would have got in there because there's like 5 items there.
Maybe he doesn't want to orphan the Mitz Cave there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess there's.
And he'd also be orphaning the Blade Brother because he doesn't have a sword.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I can
they're
someone
not
understand it.
really orphaned because there'll be 2 checks there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it right now, but yeah, I guess cutting down the amount of trips you have to do to an area makes sense in one respect, but the other is what if an important.
And there was the map
there.
check.
All right, and we have.
That looked like non-required palace and non-required droplet.
Yep. So we only want the Caster Wildkin stones, but those boots are important, and we're gonna also need to have the graveyard key.
And we're going to get a couple of new checks from Ibot, because I don't believe Sharky had the boots when he came into the garden earlier.
Yeah, no, he didn't. We saw Ibot go to Vale Falls very quickly. I think that was just to see what the heart piece was. He could have gone over and looked at the rupees. I don't think he did.
The weekly got canceled because nobody really wanted to run it after doing all these Swiss rounds.
Yeah, we're coming. This is the second to last match of the Swiss. Tomorrow we've got our last match, and everyone's had a lot of Minish Cap. So I think we're having a bit of a break now. Then we're gonna. I don't think we'll jump into the finals straight away either, because we're also going to have a tiebreaker between you and Dark Horse.
Yeah, we need to determine who's going to face Nesmond and who's going to face Goldfish.
Yeah, because you and Goldfish could end up just rematching straight away.
Either way, it's a rematch for me.
Oh yeah, because you've already played Nesmond. Yeah.
I remember looking at the spreadsheet that Trent made, and there was one scenario where there was a 2-way tie for second and a 3-way tie for fourth.
Oh boy. Oh, that would have been interesting.
Well, we probably wouldn't have done the tie break for second because that wouldn't really matter. Because either way, whoever second, whoever third are facing each other. This would have been an interesting note.
At the beginning, people were saying that the tiebreakers were incredibly unlikely, but I think it turned out that they were much more likely than people thought. And there is a bow for Ibot. And the
ghost shot. That's access to a single element.
Ooh, do you go to Deepwood now and just do it out of logic with bombs? Because you got 30.
I think that... Oh, and there's the first sword.
Oh. Yeah, okay, not great there.
So it would be the right play for Ibot to rush Deepwood. He doesn't know it, but...
Yeah, the way because Sharky's done the vanilla route through Minish Woods, they got to do the Flipper's Cave here, and yeah, it's just played it off better for Sharky. But in the meantime, Ibot's going to be going into Fountain. Hello?
I mean, sequence breaking is never a terrible... Well, he can get all the checks, at least.
Yeah. At least information whether or not he's going to have to come back or not.
Yeah. And then he's going to be able to get the other two items, so it's not bad.
Yes, Ibot's going to be able to full clear Fountain here at the 15-minute mark. Oh, no! Oh, Sharky takes a death. Yeah, that cave is not nice when you're right at the beginning of a seed and don't have much health. I really recommend using boots.
Yeah, if he uses boots, he does have the boots, so he should probably be doing the boot strats.
Yeah, use boots to move on ice. The boots are so much more consistent for it. And also with bombs, if you're going to use bombs as a weapon, because he really wants that sword, with bombs as a weapon, use them as a projectile. Throw your bombs at enemies. Don't wait for the bombs to explode. Just throw it into an enemy. That's the easiest way of dealing damage. Because waiting for the bomb explosion is really inconsistent. Especially
this ice cave, you should be okay running through. This is not a hard ice cave to just run through. It's not as tight. It's not as tight as the one. It's not as tight as the one in coming from Hylia.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to have bombs here. But yeah, this is rough when you don't have the cape, the sword, or the boots. I mean, Sharky has the boots, so it should be easier, but this is going to be one of the things you have to practice, is doing ice rooms with boots.
Did you just say you're always going to have bombs for this?
Yeah. Oh, well, either bombs or like a sword and gust jar, because you have to do But okay,
I was going to say, are you forgetting where my first bomb bag was?
Yeah, okay, at minimum, you're going to either have a bomb bag or you will have a sword, which means that you can kill the enemies. But he does make it through, gets that sword. The death there is inconsequential. He got his sword, so he can leave.
I think they did it intentionally to refill health.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't disagree with Ibot checking Fountain over Krynel in this case, because he's looking for a sword so he can get an element. And he wants to go towards where his element is.
Ibot has 30 bombs. 30 bombs is more than enough to do all of Deepwood.
Depending on how comfortable you are with...
You need a minimum of like 12 bombs.
Yeah. Well, I say that, but I think logically, because you don't want to go...
Oh, logically, it's completely all out of logic, but Ibot shouldn't really care about that, because he could either get an out of logic sword there, or just like full clear the dungeon and then move on and find a sword somewhere else.
Yeah. Especially since the only thing... there's only two things that would be out of logic, and that's Matter Pillar and Green Shoe.
And Moldoza Fight.
Oh, right, more dozers.
Yeah, it's 3 items that are out of logic, and yeah, those are the things that you have to use bombs on.
And all 3 of them actually have a fairly high chance of containing a dungeon item.
Yeah, so you need a minimum of 12, because you need a minimum. I think it's a minimum of 7 to kill Green Shoe. because it's 2, 3, 2 is the number of bombs you use in each cycle, so that's 7. The Moldoza you can do with 2 if you like get it perfect. Most likely you're going to be using 3. And then the Moldozas, I think you only need to use 3 bombs. You may be able to use less. So it's, if
but bombs are faster than bow when you're Minish. Most Minish enemies are pretty resistant to the bow.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a rule of thumb that you should remember, is that the bow is terrible against enemies that are Minish sized. The boomerang is much better than the bow against Minish enemies. The bow is really great against enemies that are regular sized, so Keatons
like
and
Wallmasters.
Wallmasters. Yeah. Igors, the bow's great at killing those larger enemies. But we saw remotes there for Ibot in... I didn't see which spot that was, but...
I think it was Gregor 1.
Yeah, it was Gregor 1, there we go.
Because I saw Ibot going over there, even though I missed the remote bombs.
At the beginning of my last match with Tuberman, we only had bombs going into Deepwood. And people were wondering why I didn't do more checks in Deepwood out of logic with the bombs. It's because I only had a 10 size bomb bag. You have to be really cautious about where you use your bombs. They're a precious resource when you only have a 10 size bomb bag. But as soon as you get that second bomb bag and it goes up to 30, you don't have to be picky with where you use your bombs. Use them like everywhere that you can, because you're guaranteed to be. You're not going to run out of bombs by the time you find more refills or possibly find another bomb bag at that point.
Okay, and Ibot's about to get his sword and clear Deepwood.
Yeah, so it's not even an issue for Ibot here, but it's just the thought process of when do I want to do Deepwood. You have a 30 size bomb bag, that's more than enough bombs to do it. There's no reason why you put it off now. Oh yeah, some people were floating the idea that we start using a reduced item pool as a setting for the randomizer, which basically removes all extra accessory items from the randomizer that you don't need. So no butterflies, no remotes, only 1 bottle, only 1 bomb bag, no quivers, only 10 hearts total. You can't get any more than 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to get better quicker. So.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Scrolls will be adjusted. I'm not sure how scrolls work exactly. Maybe we randomly select 7 from the 11, and then 4 are just never obtained.
Actually, I don't think that it even needs to be randomly. I would say we could take it. There's a few ways that we could handle it. Yeah, there's a few ways that we could handle the scrolls. We can probably discuss that later.
It's definitely going to be harder for new people. One of the great things about the Minish Cap Randomizer is that if you get the right items, it's not too much of a challenge. Like, Vati's pretty easy once you have 20 hearts, know how to do it, and also like all of the scrolls, butterflies, bottles and stuff. Then Vati is just a really straightforward final boss.
Yeah, the only hard part about Vati is learning how to line yourself up for Vati 3. That's really the hardest part. But once you have that down, he's not terrible, usually. We're getting new checks from both players now. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, we've got Sharky over in Krenel and Ibot in Deepwood.
Yeah, and I can understand Sharky's like, I just basically full cleared Minish Woods. I don't want to go all the way back just for my element at this point. I'll wait. He's probably waiting for Ocarina to speed it up.
Yeah, he only just picked up his Gust Jar, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I expect Sharky just to full clear all of Krenel here. Just go all the way to the dungeon and get the element from Glee Rock.
The question is, what do we have left after that?
Quite a few things in town.
Ibot did most of town. I think the only thing I haven't seen him do off the top of my head is Swiftblade. As I don't think I saw him do Swiftblade, and he hasn't. And I don't think he's done Simon.
Did he do Cuckoos?
Oh no Cuckoos, but
yeah.
So more than likely, we're probably finding progression in one of these two areas.
Yeah, I see Ibot. After, if he doesn't find anything in Deepwood, then you clear up the rest of the checks in town and then head over to Krenel. There was another Kinstone. Looks like another Cloudtops Kinstone for Sharky, and a scroll.
What's it? Yeah, I think I saw that was Great Spin.
I think that was Fast Spin because he just charged the spin up really quickly there. I think they have 3 scrolls.
Hey. First book.
And a book.
Oh, there's a shield.
Yeah, that is a shield for Ibot. So Ibot's going to be able to do 2 additional checks when they come to Krenel.
And I'm pretty sure Sharky's going to be very upset if that's where the progression is.
Oh yeah, that's pretty rough though. You had to go to Deepwood first to get your shields. To then, when you have the option of either Deepwood or Cave of Flames, and one was just the correct option and the other wasn't, and then you have to go back to the opposite one. That's just rough.
Anytime you have a 50-50 gamble like that, it's always rough.
Surprised Ibot's fighting the Moldozer here. I would have, after hitting that blue warp, just go fight the boss. Because if the boss doesn't have a small key, or actually no, he's got a few more checks to do as well. This could be a small key. Yeah, okay, Ibot could have avoided that small key if they just did other parts of the dungeon first.
Yes, it would have been worth the extra quick warp.
I mean, it's an element dungeon.
Yeah.
Why put off the boss? There is no benefit to doing it. So, right, Sharky's gonna water the green bean.
I'm saying even if Green Shoe ended up having the small key, it would have been worth the extra quick warp. Although if you did it right, you wouldn't have to do an extra quick warp either way, anyways.
Oh yeah, if you come to the boss has but all situations going to the boss here was just the better option, because either it has a small key, you then know that there's something on the Moldos, the Madapilla fight, so then you do the Madapilla fight, then go down into the basement and get your last set of items and do that all in one trip. Or this doesn't have it. You use your small key to go down into the basement because you're guaranteed not to have a small key there. Then you just determined that the Madapilla had a small key, and you just save fight by avoiding the Madapilla fight.
Also, the other thing that I like about getting town out of the way early, like Ibot did, is it frees up your bottle earlier.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't have to do fountain early for that. All you need to do is make sure that you water the fireplace early.
Yeah, it is. But if you also have the opportunity to just clear fountain early, it's an extra bonus.
Yeah, if you can do fountain, you can clear all of the items from it and then know for certain you don't have to come back or exactly what the item is there, then, you know, I don't think you should put off fountain if you have either a combination of cane and flippers or cane and cape. Yeah, for me, a lot of times when I've got a bottle, I will fill up with water and then pour it onto the fireplace early on.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Just clear out that fireplace on your way to Krynel.
And then if you have a grip ring, then that completely clears up your bottle because then you don't need to use the hot spring water in Krynel.
Or you can just do lower Krynel first, and then you're have your bottle here.
Skip lower Krynel. Yeah, no, if you have to do lower Krynel without your grip ring, you don't want to then skip upper Krynel. You've already put in the time investment into doing all of the extra stuff that you would normally skip if you had the grip ring. So going to Krynel without the grip ring is you're making the play that you're going to find progression on Krynel and it's going to lead to your grip ring. Otherwise, there's no point in doing Krynel early. You just automatically save time by coming back later with the grip ring.
So far, Deepwood has been dead other than the shield.
Yeah, there's one last item here for Ibot, and then they're done. Oh!
Oh boy, that paid off huge for Sharky.
Yeah, that is big. That is a ocarina at the entrance of Cave of Flames. Do you stick around? I would leave.
It's an element, so at least go to the boss.
You just unlocked all of Lake Hylia, and you've got the warp for Cave of Flames. You can come back anytime you want.
Well, that's why I said at least beat the boss, because that takes no time difference either way. Your big time difference is with the cape at the end, for the last loop.
I mean, all of Cave of Flames is sped up by the cape, not just.
Well, the biggest time save is what I should say. The rest of the time,
but you have continuous time save throughout the whole dungeon if you have cape, because all of these rooms that Sharky's going to do coming up now, they can be sped up quite a bit with the cape. Yeah, for me, there's just so many items in Lake Hylia that you want to do now instead of delaying.
Yeah, I mean, Cape would save some time, but I would say it's probably about a minute for most of the checks, and then the basement checks would be like, that's where the big time save is of like 5 minutes. Oh, and there's Mitts.
There is Mitts there. That is available to them. They do have a bomb bag here, so they will be able to reach those Mitts. Like, you're not putting off Cave of Flames for long. You've got the Ocarina, you can come back here at any point. There's just a lot of other things that you have available to you right now, which are faster than doing Cave of Flames. Yeah, Sharky made the decision to come into Cave of Flames, and they're going to be rewarded with that, with those mitts. Yeah, Sharky has had all of his routing decisions really pay off. Like, they got the mitts that led to the sword straight away, and then coming up to Cave of Flames, they're avoiding Deepwood, which doesn't have anything for them right now.
Well, it has a shield, which is 2 items, but...
Yeah, the shield's not majorly important. It may be the case that he finds another shield shortly, and in which case Deepwood didn't have anything important.
Yeah. But theoretically, it could happen. But
Yeah.
that ocarina location renders that pretty moot. You definitely got the better time save from that.
Yeah, Ibot's going to be checking the first spot here that requires the shield. That's just a piece of heart. And then when they check the second one, we'll know if the shield was important at all.
Definitely not important. We've already had a race recently where the shield was important.
Yeah, both of Sharky's small keys were in that the front section of Cave of Flames, so that you did have to go all the way around. If you go into Cave of Flames and the only items you see on the rupees are like 2 small keys and the big key, then you can just skip the whole dungeon and like go directly to the boss and not have to collect anything along the way.
But skipped most of the town checks on his way back through. He turned in the mushroom.
Oh, Ibot, yeah, okay, yeah. Hand in the mushroom, because fast.
But as we were saying earlier, considering that his steep wood play didn't pay off, he probably should have done a couple more town checks.
Yeah, Ibot's play of going to Deepwood first was saying there's going to be nothing at Cave of Flames, so don't immediately go against your play of saying there's nothing in Cave of Flames by going directly to Cave of Flames. Like, do everything else before you go there.
Especially since there is a bit of metagaming involved, you're going to have to say, and there's the other shield.
There's the other shield, so...
Yeah, but you're already saying that if either your opponent's doing the same thing as you, or your opponent went to Cave of Flames, and if he found something, you need something to catch up. So, I really don't agree with Ibot going straight to Cave of Flames in this case.
Yeah, no. Like, if, say, Ibot found the grip ring in one of the other spots in town, that would have just meant that going to Cave of Flames would have been a lot faster after that point. It is a Castikin stone that was in lower Chronal. And there's the grip ring!
Oh!
Oh my god, Sharky. God, this is going so well for Sharky.
Why did you grab that blue warp, Sharky? That's never useful in this dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just free time save. Just never activate that blue warp. I think the only instance that you would use it in regular race settings is Cave of Flames is not required. You've come in here as a play. You found something big on that last check, and then it was like, right, I want to leave, but I also have the possibility of maybe having to come back later. So then you set the blue warp and leave.
Yeah, basically only if you're, yeah. That's basically what I've done.
But that's not what Sharky's doing. Sharky's going to full clear the dungeon. They're never going to use that blue warp, so don't bother.
Or they might not full clear it, but they won't be. But if they come back, it's going to be after red warp.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And red warp you always get regardless of whether you're full clearing or not, because that's faster with or without the cape.
Yeah. Yeah, the red warp is right on the way, so you can activate it quickly before going into the boss fight.
Well, it's not right on the way without the cape, but if you're doing the basement without the cape, it's faster to... it's faster to, well, if you have, without the cape, it's along the way. With the cape, it's not on the way, but it's faster to quick warp using it.
Oh yeah, with the cape, you have to do an extra cape jump.
But then it's faster to come back afterwards. So
yeah, like
after you get the blade chest, you quick warp back because that's faster.
Oh, Sharky, no! Oh, Sharky, no! Yeah, these Cave of Flames platforms can be rough for brand new players when you don't have practice with dealing with them. Roll through, no. Okay, so that is very close. That is a very quick cycle to get, but you can make that all in one cycle if you roll through the fire and hit the switch and then roll back. But it's incredibly tight.
It is incredibly tight. I think I hit it once, but it doesn't hurt to try it because you don't lose time if you miss it. Because you're waiting the extra cycle either way.
Yeah. All that would happen is you would fall into the lava if you didn't get it, if you went for it. Alright, Ibot going for the second scrub, and that is also junk.
And falling into lava isn't a big deal right from the red warp because there's a fairy right there. Pot with a fairy.
Oh yeah, before Glee Rock there are loads of health restores. There's 2 pots that have fairies in them, and like three that have hearts, 3 or 4 that have hearts. I don't know exactly all of them, but yeah, there's so much health restore before the boss. A strat that Francois likes to do is use Peril Beam, or you used a Sword Beam to kill Glee Rock. So you'd either, if you have Sword Beam, you'd make sure that you're on full health throughout the whole boss and don't take any damage, or at least pick up the hearts from the flames as they drop. And then you can use the Sword Beam to hit Glee Rock's back whilst standing to the side and not having to walk across the neck. I think with Glee Rock, the hard thing for new players is to land a cane shot.
Yeah.
For my recommendation is to stand at the bottom of the arena, and when you notice, Glee Rock is never going to face exactly directly down. They're either going to have their head leaning either to one side or the other. In which case, you stand on the opposite side of that and shoot the cane, and it will pretty much always hit. But once you get that recognized, like that last shot that Sharky did, Glee Rock's head was leaning down, so he went slightly up and then fired the cane across, and it hit.
I think one of the strats that I came across recently that I like to do is to dash from towards Glee Rock's fireballs after he comes up from the lava, and then you're just behind him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you have boots, then just dash behind and then fire the cane. But then the problem with that is they're going to land on the opposite side of the area, so then you have to walk back around.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it in Sharky's instance, but Ibot has a chance because he can boots cancel the bow.
Oh, if you want to do boot camp, yeah. If you want to boot camp, I mean, I wouldn't even do boot cancel with the bow to kill Glee Rock. I only really recommend using the bow if you have the butterfly.
Yeah.
It's.
Oh yeah, that's the only time that I've really done it is that I had the bow butterfly. But in theory, boots canceling wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah, if you're really good at boot canceling, and I can tell you that boot canceling is tricky if you're not practiced.
About half the items, Kit Kat.
For go mode, yeah, we are nowhere near. We are only 40 minutes into this. We need all the swords. We need 4 more. We need the lantern. We need the graveyard key. We need 2 more Caster Wildskin stones. And I think that's it. We don't actually need the cape necessarily.
Yeah, highly likely you will need the cape, but not necessarily.
Yeah, we only need the cape for sure if something's locked behind the cape or the boss key's in the back half of Dark Horror Castle. Okay, we're going to see Sharky doing the basement of Cave of Flames. Also, I'm surprised that Ibot got that Ocarina and didn't leave. I think people just like Krenel more than I do.
Well, I personally, because Cave of Flames is an element. If it was non-element, I'd be ditching Cave of Flames at this point. But because it is an element, I wouldn't be doing what Sharky is doing and doing the entire basement. But I would have done Glee Rock, I think.
Yeah, I think the play for most people would have been get Glee Rock and leave. Like, Ibot's going to get Glee Rock and leave, and it may turn out that Ibot's only slightly behind Sharky leaving. And Ibot's having a much faster Cave of Flames than Sharky's had. Because Sharky was already in Cave of Flames before Ibot got into Krenel, and they did all of Krenel and are now in here.
I also seen Ibot getting another small time save over Sharky in Cave of Flames, and that he did the cart room first. So he saved to backtrack. But that's minor. Also, if you're doing bomb strats here, you do not want to be on remote bombs.
Yeah, you want to place down 3 regular bombs if you do bomb strat, but I think that regular, if you do the any percent spin attack strat, that's easy enough to learn and saves you a lot of time.
Okay, what do we have at Malari's?
Now, I see Ibot doing Glee Rock, and then, yeah, just following what Sharky's doing here, you do Malari area, then you climb Krenel. If you get the cape, then you go back into Cave of Flames and finish off the basement. Sharky's saving there. You don't need to save.
You have Ocarina.
With Ocarina, you don't need to bother doing the save scum here. And if he didn't get anything off Malari there, so you don't save after you've picked up a junk item. You save before, you save when you left Cave of Flames.
You save one save. You save a screen transition that way.
Yeah, so now, like, if he save scums here, he's going to be back inside Malari's mines and then has to leave and then has to regrow and then leave. And whereas if he saved outside of Cave of Flames. But all of that's just slower than just using the Ocarina to flute back.
Probably just muscle memory.
They got the Ocarina out, they're going to...
He probably saved out of memory.
Yeah, when you pick up the Ocarina, it kind of makes a load of the save scums completely pointless. Like the Cloudtop's save scum becomes pointless. Basically, anywhere where you end, wherever you would do a save scum where you're still outside, becomes pointless, because then at the end of where you would save scum, you just Ocarina and flute somewhere else to continue your route.
Okay, so we're going to get the rest of the Krenel checks done. There's probably something on Beanstalk, so it's not worth asking where do you go after this. There's probably something on Beanstalk.
At the end of Beanstalk, you flute to Hylia and you go check that.
Yeah.
Hylia has a lot available, and especially with those mitts, it's there's more things to check over there.
Especially if you get Cape here.
Oh yeah, if they get Cape here, then that's gonna really shake things up. Like, you definitely go to Hylia even harder.
I think the only instance you don't go to Hylia in this instance is if you find 2 swords.
Yeah, if there's like 2 swords here, then you don't do that. I guess if you have Veil Fool's Kinstone, maybe you do the sequence break up there.
Yeah,
because you still don't have Lantern. If you have Lantern, that's just go Hylia again.
Oh, there could be an argument for not going up there.
Ooh.
I didn't
just
see what because Palace
was that swim?
Yes, that was Flippers.
That was swim butterfly. Okay.
But I think the only instance that, but I can see the argument for not sequence breaking Veil Falls despite all of its items because it's non-element Palace.
You don't go up Veil Falls for. Oh my god.
Boy.
Well, it's been a while since this cave has had anything.
By that you mean 1 week.
Wait, did it have something recently?
In my race against Sean, it had the Ocarina leading to 4 sword.
Oh. Yeah. In my first match of the first tournament back in the spring, we had early access to Krenel. The beanstalk led us to somewhere else, which led us to Mitz, and then our red sword was back up there, so we had a required 2 climb Krenel.
Did Sharky just skip the rain path?
Yeah, they did. And that is why you don't do the basement of Cave of Flames after doing the boss. You get Ibot's just gonna save time here by getting that cape and being able to do the basement.
If he goes back at all, because this thing about how appealing Hylia is at this point.
Oh yeah, Hylia is so appealing right now with that cape.
So there's a good chance he actually never even goes back, because we saw it was empty too.
Oh no, I don't know, it's just a peace of mind thing for Ibot, I think it's going to be. When you quick warp, you'll be at the entrance of Cave of Flames. You already have the red warp there. They take a minute to do. Then you never have to come back. Or maybe, maybe you don't. Maybe you do leave and then come back when you have red sword.
But yeah, especially since
interesting. Ibot did the save scum, even though they have the Ocarina.
Well, yeah, he did just get Ocarina, so he might be forgetting until he actually goes to leave.
Yeah, Ibot's not skipping up a Krenel here. They're 100% going to find that cape.
Yeah, but
the question is, do they skip the basement of Cave of Flames, or do they just rush immediately to Lake Hylia?
I think I would rush. I think I would rush, because the Cave of Flames basement isn't actually latest progression. Because you logically already have access to it.
Yeah, you did have access to it a while ago, but it's a case of having this on your mind at all times going, there's still the basement of Cave of Flames you haven't checked. And in, say, an hour's time, they're looking for their 4 sword or something like that.
Well, especially in Ibot's case, because I think if I was Ibot, I'd be feeling behind after full clearing Deepwood that early.
Yeah. Like, full clearing Deepwood and not getting anything out of it puts you on the back foot. Okay, there is another Kinstone.
And
there is another Kinstone. Okay, that looked like a Cloud Tops. And this is... one more... What? Just checking.
That looks like Caster?
Caster? Okay. Hopefully Sharky does look at their Kinstone bag at some point. Well, into Cave 25.
There's our second sword at 52 minutes.
That could be red sword. Or like intended red swords. They could have found another sword somewhere else.
somewhere in one of the town checks that we haven't done.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at their items that they've already found, going to Krenel there could not have been the better... they couldn't have been a better option than going to Krenel right there, because everything that speeds up Krenel you just found there. Grip Ring, K... Grip Ring, K...
And there's Red Sword.
Okay, there's Red Sword. Wow, 2 swords in Cave 25.
So I guess the question is, at this point, do you dip droplets or do you rush Western Woods?
You just rush Western Woods at this point. No. If you haven't already gone into droplets, you just go to Western Woods. Even if you were...
Especially without the lantern.
Like, if you were in the entrance of Temple of Droplets and picked up your red sword, you'd still leave.
Yeah, especially without the lamp.
Actually, no. I think without... Yeah, that's right. They don't have the lamp.
And there's Nut. Not needed at all, but...
I like going to droplets when you don't have the lantern, just to check those entrance rupees and then leave.
Yeah.
Because they're basically just an extension of Lake Hylia.
Yeah, I don't disagree there.
Oh, look who's woken up. Yeah, no, we used to call this Hype Cave back before Rupee Mania was added, because this was 7 items.
Yeah, that...
Wait, no,
Hype Cave has even more items, and not proportionally than when Rupee Mania is active.
Yeah, before Rupee Mania got added, this was the single most check-dense location in the whole game. But yeah, Ibot did decide to do the basement of Cave of Flames before heading out. And they are heading directly to Lake Hylia.
One more item for Yolari.
That was book 2 for Sharky, at least my count. What I'm counting. It might have been a 3rd. That is 3 Castle Wilds Kinstones. They're on 3 Castle Wilds Kinstones now, not 2.
Okay.
They're on 3 Caster, 2 Cloud Tops.
Okay, so we're
2 swords from home.
So yeah, I wouldn't be dipping droplets. I'd be rushing Fortress.
Yeah, we're 2 swords and a lantern from Go Mode. We do need that lantern. The lantern is for 1 item, and that's the element on the boss of
and Graveyard Key.
In Graveyard. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Graveyard Key. Okay, that was a Mitz Butterfly for Ibot. Oh yeah, Sharky has already picked up that Mitz Butterfly as well.
Yeah, we have everything we need to full clear Fortress. That seems a lot more appealing than droplets.
Yeah.
Without the lamp.
I mean, it's not the worst play from Sharky to do this, because you're not going to be it's only bad if they keep on going in droplets and do more. That's major bad. Like, if they just get the items here and leave. Didn't see that Kinstone.
Yeah,
so we want to know if that was Veil Falls or not. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sharky, leaving.
Sharky's going to do Momon checks before Western Wood.
Sharky backtracked out of Hylia there, which wasn't great. You want to head south and go past Wave Blade and then push the boulder when leaving Lake Hylia.
And I'd probably be doing Western Woods before this. You can fluke back here at any time.
Yeah, Ibot's just straight up overtaken Sharky here. Sharky's route was right, but like their choices were like managed to pay off. But Ibot's clearly got a better execution here because they just managed to do more in the same amount of time.
And there's Yalari. Sub 1 hour. So...
Oh boy.
I think I would, in this case, get the caster Windcrest, and then...
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Never mind. Well, Sharky's gonna get that
Sharky's bringing up the point of... your lantern's probably somewhere around Templar Droplets in Lake Hylia. Like, your lantern's in Lake Hylia, or it's going to be in Lon Lon or somewhere like that. Like, most of the time, that's the case. So I like to clear out all of the checks around there before heading, like, doing a commitment to Templar Droplets.
Yeah, Ibot's going to get that. That lantern's not too terribly out of the way, so Ibot's going to get that. It's probably after Fortress.
That's not one of the things you're going to put off. Okay, there's our blue sword. And there is another Kinstone. Is that Veilfools? That is another. Is that all of our Cloud Tops discovered?
No. Sharky's only found one Kinstone that Ibot hasn't.
Yeah, well, there was one in the entrance of Droplets.
Yeah, that's the one that Sharky has that Ibot doesn't.
Oh, right, yes. Okay.
But yeah, I'd probably do, at this point, get the Caster Windcrest, get Yalari real quick, and then head back to...
The lantern was in the Minish path in Lon Lon, which where you dash with the boots. Okay.
And there's another Kinstone.
Is that a Veilfools Kinstone? In Veilfools. The absolute mean.
Cloud Tops.
No! That is another Cloud Tops. Okay, so the next Kinstone we see is guaranteed going to be the Veilfools one.
That's also more time that Ibot's getting over Sharky is Ibot got that Mitz butterfly, Sharky skipped it.
Yeah.
You have enough digging left that makes up a significant amount of time.
Yeah, I don't think Sharky even went to Lon Lon before going to Hylia. When you walked to Hylia there...
Yeah, Ibot didn't either, but he went out of his way to get that, but without looking.
No, I wouldn't ever do that. I don't ever go to Hylia without at least, like, just poke into Lake Hylia for a second, just to grab that, the Minish crack there, because then you can view that, the visible item there and see.
Yeah, especially if your first trip to Lon Lon, you already to Hylia, you already have Chain or Cape.
Yeah.
You're going to check that item, peek that one crack, so peek that item also.
Yeah, if you're going to go to if you've gone to Hylia so that you can do Cape Cave, you're guaranteed to have the cape. So do the Minish crack in Lon Lon first, and then you can see what the item is. Like, it's always going to be something you'll be able to do. And yeah, they also had boots at the same time, so doing the Minish path is good.
But then if for some reason you're not checking that beforehand, go ahead and grab that item. It's not worth having to backtrack through the Cape 25. Yeah.
I know playing Zelda games with a keyboard is a bit of a meme because, at least people meme about it in Ocarina of Time, because that game doesn't make sense to play with a keyboard because it's designed to be used with an analog stick for like aiming with the bow, and there's quite fine controls to it, which requires like the continuous movement of an analog stick. But for something like Minish Cap, all of the inputs are completely digital. It's either an on or off input from one of your buttons. So playing on a keyboard is really the most precise way of playing it.
Yeah. The only reason why I don't use a keyboard is I have trouble muscle memorying the shoulder buttons correctly. Because I'm so used to them being with my index fingers and not having to shift my hand up. But I've used keyboard before.
Well, that's where a lot of the flexibility of keyboard comes in. Just rebind it to anything that you find comfortable. Like for me, I've got basically all of the buttons that aren't movement based on the numpads.
Oh no, it's customizable. It's just that my muscle memory is already shoulder buttons are different finger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where I already have a certain muscle memory. It's really hard for me to switch between, because I still play my real Game Boy Advance SP. So it would be really hard for me to switch between keyboard controls and regular controls.
Yeah, for me, I was doing speedruns. I had been speedrunning on a controller, and the controller broke because speedrunning on controller really wears it out. And especially in this game where you're having to roll every 2 seconds, my R button got destroyed in the matter of like a month. Then I took a week out and just had to rewire everything. I had to rewire how my brain plays this game to work on a keyboard. But then after a week, I was back to playing at my regular level. So yeah, switching controllers you're going to have a refractory period of getting used to the new system. But
yeah, if I were to only be playing on my computer, I'd switch to keyboard in a heartbeat. But since I also play on actual hardware, that's not useful. But did you see what Ibot found? This piece?
Yeah, Ibot found that Veil Foolskin Stone over there in Fortress. They've cleared out all of Wind Ruins. Yeah, Sharky's not going to Western Woods, which is upsetting. You've really got to. Okay. I think
it might be because I don't know if Sharky's using an auto tracker or not. I know Ibot said that he was having issues. So, but is Sharky using an auto tracker today? And does he not realize that he has? Well, it doesn't matter if you realize that you have Fortress access. You have Western Woods access.
Something we were talking about before this match started. Neither of these two runners are using trackers. Ibot's had a computer issue and they've had to start the race without using their tracker, which they're not used to. But I would say that they're coping with it rather well. And Sharky, I don't think uses a tracker at all.
But yeah, no, I was going to say, well, maybe he doesn't realize that he has Western Woods access. But no, you know that you have Western Woods access regardless.
I think Sharky is.
Even if you don't realize you have Fortress access.
I think Sharky is also a new player, and I really do recommend using a tracker, even if you're brand new and think that you can play this game without a tracker. Sharky's just lost a huge amount of time here by not immediately recognizing that Western Woods was the next best option for them.
I mean, yes, he got an earlier lamp than Ibot, but lamp?
The tracker, specifically the trackers that we're talking about, is the Emo Tracker Map Tracker, is a program that you, as you play the game, you collect items and you click on the item, there's like an item matrix, similar to what you see here on ZSR. You just click the button to add it to your tracker, and then the map lights up with green spots that tells you things that are now in logic because you have those items that allow you to reach those locations.
Even if you were like me starting out and coming from a game that didn't allow auto tracking, I still used the map tracker. Even if not auto tracking.
Yeah, most people use the map tracker with auto tracking for doing races. It's quite rare that people will have specific reasons why they don't use auto tracking, like they play on hardware or they play on an emulator which doesn't support auto tracking. But even in those situations, you will have a map tracker. People who don't use the map tracker is from personal preference.
But even then, they usually use an item tracker, even if not a map tracker.
Yeah.
But I was coming from a game that didn't allow auto tracking, so I wasn't using auto tracking. And then we got the text speed, and I wasn't able to keep track of pinstones. So I'm like, we're going to be doing auto tracking.
Yeah, and this game is so rapid and so fast paced. There's, I think someone did the numbers, and it's 440 something. It's like that. That's how many items there are, or item locations there are in this game. And yeah, Ibot counted everything. It's exactly 440. Thank you, Hendris. So yeah, having to check all of those locations in under 3 hours means you're collecting a lot of items per minute, and you don't want to be clicking hands off the key, your controller, clicking on the tracker all the time, having to update.
You wouldn't be remembering every single item, because as you can see on Sharky's side, a lot of the items are actually in one spot.
Yeah.
But it's still probably close to like 150 to 200 different locations.
For me, the issue was I was playing half the game one-handed because I had to have a hand on mouse pressing buttons on the track.
And in other games, it's not as big as an issue, but with how often you're doing inputs with rolling in this game, that becomes a big issue.
Yeah, A Link to the Past, you're not going to speed up your movement by, like, you just press in a direction. Sure, you can do some, like, pumping to, like, really optimize your movement, but you can still kind of do that one-handed. Ocarina of Time as well, I think some people have the Z button bound to this, like, on the left-hand side of their controller so that they can do back-walking, like one-handed, so that they can then get the mouse out and then press buttons.
Sharky, you have the boots. You should be running, not cape jumping.
Yeah.
This is like one of the few spots where that's more optimal. But is here in Caster, but... Bo, I think, was in the castle courtyard. Behind the boots, am I remembering right?
Was it? I thought it was town basement. Was it? Sorry, mayor basement. Was it mayor basement? Am I misremembering? Yeah, Bo was very early. Was it North Trilby? Oh god, it was, wasn't it? It was right next to the Gust Jar. It was North Trilby.
Boy, Sharky skipped something.
that is just an item you do not skip. That Sharky just forgot that is a chest, and I don't blame them because they're not using the map tracker, so it just is. You're gonna forget one check out of 400. Well,
I mean, even with the tracker, I forget locations. Yeah. And sometimes it helps you, sometimes it burns you.
Yeah,
but at least with the tracker, you know that you should come back, that you need to go back for it at some point.
With people that don't use map trackers in this randomizer, I pretty much always see them forget locations and then go, oh, I forgot that.
And there's our graveyard key.
Yeah, that is a graveyard key, so we're just full sword for go mode.
Sharky's missing the bow, and Ibot's missing the graveyard key in lamp.
Oh yeah, the names are awful as well.
It's hard to come up with good names for 440 checks.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with better names. We're writing new logic, and it takes a while to write this new logic. The syntax is kind of in place. We just need to get all of the data into the system, and then we can start naming things.
And that's one boss down. So
yeah, that is going to be Ibot's third element. Getting 3 elements at 1 hour, under 1 hour 15 is pretty nice.
So Ibot is eventually going to get that graveyard key. It's not a terrible spot. That lamp he's going to get, that's not a terrible spot. So I would definitely say Ibot is firmly in the lead at this point.
Who rolled the seed? This is an arrow seed. I'm pretty sure.
And there's Carl in them.
Is Ibot just going to leave Fortress early? Because they didn't full clear it.
Actually, it makes sense to do this because you get punted outside of Fortress afterwards, so it saves a screen transition.
Oh yeah, no, Ibot's routing that correctly there. Like you go into Fortress when Fortress is an element, you go in to find your boss key. You stay in there till you find your boss key. Then you get then you rush directly to the boss and do it. After you've done the boss, then you pick up the diminish items and then quick warp back. At that point, after those quick warps, you then can go back into the dungeon to keep looking for your items, or you can leave.
Unless you're one item from go mode, then there's an argument to be made that you do those outside checks first, because you can just go mode.
No
argument.
Unless Fortress isn't a required dungeon.
I did say argument, not not that it'd be a gamble. But so that's why I said argument, not that it was the right play.
Yeah, I mean it's completely wrong if the dungeon is an element, then why would you do it first? Because you could get your go mode off of the boss. It's very unlikely, but that could be the case, and then you just will never have to check those minus checks. So you should always do the boss first, or not even that. Like maybe you quickly enter Fortress and leave without checking anything in Fortress. You go do the minus checks, then go back to Fortress. Literally, the first item you pick up is the boss key and your last item, and then you could have just skipped those items instead of doing them. But if the last item you're looking for was in those minish checks, you're still going to have to do Fortress looking for that boss key. So it's not faster. Because if you found the boss key, if you stayed in Fortress looking for that boss key, then you do the boss and go and check it. It's exactly the same as doing those checks first. So it's either the same speed or faster if you go to Fortress first and do the boss. Right, Sharky is full clearing Castor Wilds before heading into Fortress. Did they do their fusions? They did the fusions right, but they just didn't go to Fortress. Like they know that they're.
He could have also. Yeah, he still doesn't have the bow. He could also. I hope that he said the quick warp. Setting the quick warp would make sense for why he would do that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they're just hoping to find the... They're just hoping to find the a bow here. I mean, that's a huge save for Sharky if they just find a bow here. No, it's just going to be a heart piece.
You forgot. You need to step on the switch, Ibot.
Ibot hit the switch right there. Yeah. I think, yeah, he unshrunk and then looked over there and was like, oh, I didn't see the item drop. I need to go dig. But no, you hit the switch first and then you see the item drop.
Oh, Sharky, you didn't set the quick one.
No. Yeah, this is bad for Sharky. They're not going to be able to do anything here. I mean, can they get the Karlov medal? Yeah, they can get the Karlov medal and then leave. But skipping one of the chests in Trilby is a huge mistake. Oh, they're not even going to stay here. They're just going to leave. They're going to town. Okay, what are they? Oh, is he going to go get it? Oh, that chest has got his bow. Oh.
He's gotta be feeling mad at himself.
Yeah.
Because that's not even the being mean, that's just...
This is why you play with a tracker.
Ibot is, like Sharky did, is doing these checks in the out-of-logic way, but they are in logic.
Yeah. There's so many times I've been playing a Seed where I just go, did I check that chest? And then I look at my tracker and it's marked, and it's because the auto tracker marked it because I did pick it up, and I just completely had a brain fart or something and just forgot that I just did that 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, it happens, and it's also been the other way. In one of my races a couple weeks ago, I forgot to check Waveblade. I looked at my tracker and saw it was green, and I'm like, I forgot to talk to a Waveblade. It definitely goes both ways.
Yeah, Ibot's lantern isn't here. It's in Lon Lon, and I would have liked to see Ibot do Lon Lon first before coming into Lake Hylia.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. You've already ocarina'd here, and you're coming, so you're skipping out on an ocarina, but it's still probably faster to do Lon Lon first.
Yeah,
because you have to swim all the way.
Yeah, no, Ibot's thinking right now about the lantern. They're looking at their items and going, I really need this lantern. It's locking a lot. They're not going to bother going up Vale Falls. They have access to Vale Falls right now. They don't want to do it because they don't have the lantern. They're not feeling that out of logic play is going to work out for them right now.
I mean, yeah,
they would be up Vale Falls.
In this case, you're only a couple of items from Go mode. So Vale Falls Sequence Break is not going to be saving you a ton of time in terms of item knowledge.
Okay, he's going to go to droplets. This isn't bad unless he goes left side.
I know I've done the Vale Falls Sequence Break a lot, but that's because I have 10 items left to find.
Oh yeah, no. If you get a grip ring and Vale Falls Kenstone super early, and then you can,
use a lot of
just
logic.
A great play. There's just so many checks there that you can get. It's so check dense.
Yeah.
Don't put off Vale Falls just because it's out of logic, even though it's your most check dense location.
But in this case, I understand because Ibot only needs 2 more non-lamp items, so it's not going to limit his knowledge very deeply.
If Ibot finds, Ibot doesn't know, but his graveyard key is in Castor. But if he finds another sword somewhere, and then goes back to Castor and gets that graveyard key, then he'll know he never needs to go to Vale Falls. Because he is just going to be lantern.
And from the outside looking in, we know that that's all that Vale Falls can have is the sword. So that pretty much only eliminates his his lantern knowledge to it's not in the school garden.
Yeah,
which is not a lot of information.
Also, thinking about it for Ibot, what do other than the lantern, what do the other two things bring into logic? The graveyard key brings in the back of the graveyard, which is only in logic if you already have the lantern, and then the Force Sword brings in the school garden, which is a very small amount of items. So the real linchpin for Ibot right now is that lantern. He just wants to find it to collapse all of the other options down and narrow things. Okay, he was just checking that that small key, the underwater pot in droplets. Gets that and leaves. Oh, that's something we haven't seen from Sharky. Yalari. Sharky had access to Yalari a long time ago.
We haven't done all these southern digging spots, have we?
No, we haven't. These are all brand new.
So in Ibot's position, you're looking for the lantern. Where would you go next? We know where it is, but where would you go?
For Ibot, I don't like that Ibot skipped all of basically everything in Caster. I would like a quick trip there just to get the bow and mitts locked items. Don't shrink down as Minish and go through the...
Yeah, I wouldn't do hiking. I guess at this point I'd check Karlov and Yulari first, because those are in logic without the lantern.
Yeah, you can go back to town.
And those are two very quick check, and those are 5 or 6 very dense items. But then, yeah, I guess it would be Caster.
I don't like that Ibot hasn't done Lon Lon. And he's skipping a Lon Lon. Yeah, his lantern's right there in Lon Lon in the Minish path. Okay,
I mean,
he was rushing to Yalari.
I don't like it either, but I guess that he's saying I don't want to orphan the bomb cave, but
and
it's not like it's hard to get to.
Yeah, he's already got the Ocarina. I only ever see that play backfire for people, because then they put off those checks in Lon Lon and there's stuff there and they just lose.
Yeah.
Like, they could have got those things ages beforehand.
Yeah, with Ocarina, there's no reason not to do the Lon Lon back checks ever. They're just too quick.
Yeah, Yalari having junk for us today. The one item that we're looking for right now is the Force Sword. Could it be here in Fortress of Sharky? Because Ibot didn't do these, right?
No, Ibot did. He saved some it away.
Yeah,
I remember him saying Scummy.
Yeah. But Ibot hasn't full cleared Fortress.
Well, no, he went back in. He did.
Oh yeah, he did full clear Fortress, okay. Yeah. Now, Ibot's doing a good job here. He's getting lots of checks done quickly. Like, in terms of, like, check count, Ibot's way in the lead at this point.
Yeah, here, Ibot skipped the back of Lon Lon, but he didn't skip the back of Yalari. That's worse to get to than Lon Lon.
Yeah. I would have gone into go down into the Flipper's Cave.
I mean, I would have done it if I hadn't found Lamp at this point, but not before Lon Lon. Not with Ocarina. Sharky's probably going to get tempted by that Veil Falskins.
Yeah, they should 100% know this is a Veil Falskin stone. They have all of their other kinstones.
Or even if they don't realize it's the Veil Falskin stone, they should realize it's the last one. So. But, so there's actually a chance that, because Ibot is, I'll just say, derping a little bit, Sharky could come back because he could enter go mode before Ibot finds that land.
Yeah, Ibot's order of priorities right now is a bit skewed.
I mean, it could be also because he's not playing with a tracker like he usually does, and he's just forgetting that he hasn't done back of long line.
I hope he doesn't forget, and if he goes there and sees that the tree isn't bonked, then that should be an immediate hint that he hasn't checked those locations. It could be the case that they're just forgetting and assuming that they have already checked back of Lon Lon.
We haven't checked any of the blade stuff, have we?
No, I think this is the first time we're going to go in here, and we're going to get all 4 items. Do we want to get a bet for the Force Sword? Oh, did Sharky check those, the dojo checks? But yeah, we got a bet open now, so wherever you think the Force Sword is, put exclamation mark bet, and then yeah, where do you think the Force Sword is going to be today?
I'm going to say the one Lon Lon check we haven't seen yet. Yeah, we haven't heard the Razor. Sharky did Percy on his way to Caster. I mean, it'd be a very much quicker seed if it is on the Lon Lon chest, but at the way these runners have been going, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets last location in Lon Lon.
Ibot won't. It won't take Ibot long to last location that lantern because the lantern locks so much out of logic. And if Ibot just plays it, like if Ibot's going down this course of action where they're looking for the lantern, they just don't go out of logic. It's not gonna take them long to narrow it down and find it.
Yeah, and that's really all that Ibot has left. It's going to have less if he last locations would be Veil Falls, Palace, and
I think this is Royal Crypt. Yeah, okay, this is an early graveyard dip from Ibot. They don't have the graveyard key nor the lantern to get all the checks in here.
But Lamp could be in the front, so it's not terrible from his perspective.
Yeah, also there is a quite reasonable chance that the Force Swords are going to be on this Arrow Fairy, because it's always here. And it's not, but yeah, Ibot is gonna keep on going here. Check the next 2 checks. These are out of logic because he doesn't have the lantern, but they're not massive out of logic plays that, and you know, he's not going to be losing huge amounts of time by checking this now. Alright, Aero is representing all of the scrubs. They are doing a joint bet of Dampe. We're going to see if the scrubs community wins the bet today. Oh! Oh my god. Sharky's in go mode! Sharky's actually in go mode right now. All he needs to do is rush Royal Crypt. Like, if Sharky just focuses on the elements that he can get right now, there's no way that he's going to skip the Full Sword. Like, the only downside to Sharky right now is you keep on looking for his Full Sword when he doesn't.
Which for him can literally be anywhere. There's a fair chance he rushes Vale Falls and Palace. Although I don't think I do Palace. But yeah, I mean, there's a fair chance that if I did that route, I probably wouldn't do Palace, but I could see doing Vale Falls before.
Also, another thing coming up, he's going to have a choice now after doing Fortress. Do you go to Royal Crypt or Deepwood first? Royal Crypt, you always go to Royal Crypt first when you have that option. It's not only is it later in the seed, so probabilistically you might have more important.
There's also almost no difference between go mode and not go mode.
Yeah, exactly. All the checks are along the way, whereas with Deepwood, like if you enter Deepwood, you could get the boss key straight away and do the boss.
Be in trouble because there's a good chance that he now last locations that graveyard key.
Yeah. Like this is tricky for Ibot. He's gonna have to route this well to be able to hit go mode soon. Like if he does hit go mode soon, I think Ibot will be able to catch up to Sharky and overtake. Our graveyard key is in the Midst Cave in Castor Wilds. So Ibot decided to not do anything in Castor. They just skipped through Castor and went to Fortress. Okay, there's Ibot's lantern. That lantern's really bad for Ibot because it's going to make them want to go to a lot of places which aren't Castor Wilds.
I mean, hopefully, because Ibot, I want to say, is still overall in the total lead as long as he doesn't enter Palace. I think if he sticks to just Vale Falls and goes straight to Castor, he's still ahead.
He has about 15 minutes to get his graveyard key, in which case Sharky should be in DHC by that point. Okay. I'm wondering where Sharky's going right now.
He hasn't done these big caves.
Here. I would do these after Royal Crypt. After you've exited, you can leave through the south.
Well, you have Ocarina, you're just going to float away.
Yeah, but still.
So you're not going to do these after Crypt, or not directly, or not go directly towards them after Crypt.
With what Sharky has in Logic right now, Royal Crypt is overwhelmingly the best option.
Yeah, he should be doing. He's not really from go mode. He should be rushing, but he should be rushing dungeons. But he hasn't rushed dungeons at all.
There's not really much of a debate about this. It's the one correct decision is just go to Royal Crypt and get your element there.
I mean,
he's going north. Is he going to go left or right?
Like I said, there's good.
He's going left. He's going to Royal Crypt. He's going to hit go.
Yeah, but like I said, there was one argument to be made for him going up Vale Falls before Crypt, but he's been avoiding dungeons all game. He should realize that there should be progressions in some dungeon. So Sharky's going to be able to go mode Deepwood, where Ibot hasn't. Oh, Ibot, where are you going?
Yeah, that was his last kinstone.
He's going to Vale Falls.
No, he's going to check school, because you have your full sword. No, this is fine from Ibot. Like, that's
he's looking for a graveyard key. And he has Lamp, so he knows this is in Logic for him.
Yeah, a really good tip is if you have your full sword and you're not in go mode, go to the school garden. Like 50-50, your last item's going to be there.
I want to say it's less than 50-50, but it's a really fast check.
It's really great odds. I've won races before where someone else was already in go mode, or
Oh yeah, no, there's no way
I
that you don't check School Garden in any situation unless if you know from going out of logic it doesn't have your go mode.
I was 2 items away from go mode. One was a sword and one was something else. I picked up my sword. I immediately bailed out of the location that I was in, went to School Garden, picked up my last item, and then hit go mode, and then just rushed the rest of the game and won that match because of that.
Yep, I must
do it.
Going to Vale Falls.
But that was go mode for Sharky. Sharky is going to. All they need to do now is get that element from Royal Crypt and then the element from Deepwood and go to DHC. But Ibot is going to Vale Falls.
Well, Vale Falls, like we said, we think Ibot is still ahead if he does just Vale Falls.
I think Ibot is going to be going through Cloud Tops 2 into the Wind Tribe. Like that lantern just gave him the go ahead to head up Vale Falls.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, he didn't need to do. He does both non-elemental dungeons are completely unrequired.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because all that we got from droplets, was the Cloud Top Skin Zone.
Yeah, exactly. You could have avoided droplets completely. Yeah, Ibot is looking for their graveyard key in Caster Wilds. He rushed through Caster Wilds just to go to Fortress to do the dungeon there. But yeah, there's a bunch of checks in Caster that they didn't do and skip past. Sharky full cleared Caster, and they got rewarded with the graveyard key.
Yeah, I don't agree with skipping Caster. Caster has enough checks that he usually has something.
Skipping Caster's fine, not in its entirety. Skipping.
Oh yeah.
Skipping hiking is like absolutely fine. People do that all the time.
But skipping all of Caster, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, no, not that Mitz Cave. That Mitz Cave has 2 items in there, and then the bow spots are all kind of close together and quickish to check.
Yeah, he already had bow. He already had Mitz. He was able to full clear Caster. He should have checked middle. He should have checked non-hiking, the non-Minish checks. I mean, Ibot had a huge advantage with actually getting the moments and just better execution because he was able to move to the seat a lot faster.
Yeah, he managed to do Deepwood, then follow Sharky, catch up, and then overtake Sharky. So he was a dungeon ahead, and Sharky's just okay. Sharky gets grabbed by the genie there, but at this point, all this time that Ibot's spending not going to cast and getting that graveyard key is time that Sharky's managing to overtake, get in the lead, and starting to extend this lead.
And actually, towards the end, right before Sharky got that 4-sword, Ibot was actually 2 dungeons ahead.
Oh yeah, they managed to do Fortress before Sharky. That was where they overtook Incaster and went to. Well, actually, Ibot was just the first person into Western Woods because Sharky didn't identify that they had Red Sword and should go immediately to Western Woods.
It was in the blue warp chest.
Yes. Okay, that was where it was. Yeah. So shouldn't take too long for Sharky to go get that.
Sharky's also going to be able to do this faster because he has cape. Ibot didn't.
You get to skip the longer checks at the back of the dungeon, but it's you're having to collect a lot of check a bunch of non-required chests along the way before you get to it. So it's not the fastest Deepwood, but like it's not the slowest.
The slowest would still be vanilla, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. You would always check vanilla last in this situation, I think. Yeah,
in most situations, you would check vanilla last. The only time you don't is if you have to go through there. Well, actually, in this situation, you have cape. There's no way that you do that you don't do vanilla last.
Yeah, no, you would always do it last. People say it's like, but if you have a small key, then you can go down into the basement, check it as you go through to the back. In which case, I say no. I have timed that route, and it's 40 seconds slower than just going to the Moldoza fight. So don't do that.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense if you don't have K, but again, that's super slow. Yeah, no, there is just no argument for it.
Yeah.
Always check it last.
It's understandable if you have cape. It's not the best decision, but it's at least understandable.
Like if you didn't have small keys in the front, and Sharky's going to get a small key here. If they didn't get a small key here, and you'd have to go down into the vanilla basement,
then you don't have a small key to go to the big key chest.
Yeah, you don't have. So you have to go past it anyway to get round to the back. And once you got that blue warp, if you have cape, going to the Moldoza chest, like after you've cleared out everything in the back, and you've got 50-50 between the Moldoza chest and the vanilla big key chest. They are exactly the same amount of time. So then it's just a shot in the dark at that point. So it doesn't matter. You may not do it last because you may do it, then quick warp and then go for the Moldoza fight. But I would still recommend doing the Moldoza fight first, because after you've done the fight, then you can, in the room that Sharky was just in, you just head over to the left and then go into the barrel and drop down. Yeah,
it's faster afterwards.
So this could be a close race if Ibot... they're not going to do it, but no. Well, okay. There's the possibility after Ibot has done all of the fusions here, they check Wind Tribe. After that, if they Ocarina 2 Caster Wilds, then we've got a race. And honestly, I don't know if there's too much else for Ibot to do.
There's Palace. He could go to second Rupee Path and Droplets, which would make some sense. That's pretty item dense.
Yeah, maybe they just want to chase lantern things.
Yeah. Second Droplets would make sense though, because that's pretty dense over Caster.
Right, what would be really bad for Sharky here is if they fall into the water, because then they have to go through the whole dungeon again. So this is a bit of a scary jump. Okay, they'd make it. That's fine. Now they have to make it back. Okay, that's good. If you fall into the water there, and you have your flippers, you're stuck in the water and you can't climb out, and you have to quick warp to get back to the beginning of the dungeon. Okay, spots his big key. Gonna be able to do the boss and head over to Dark Horror Castle. Yeah.
Okay, so does Ibot leave? That's the question. He should.
Ocarina here? Yeah, he's getting Ocarina. Yeah, Palace is too scary here.
Now does he warp to Hylia or to Caster?
He's going to Caster.
Okay, so we have a bit of a race on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, Sharky's going to be the first into DHC, but Ibot's not going to be too far behind, and I think Ibot will be able to overtake.
Yeah, Ibot cannot execute, so it comes down to how much that execution can make up and where the DHC big key gamble is. And body RNG. So there's quite a few things that can decide this race still.
Right, Sharky. That's the second cycle on Green Shoe. Yeah, I don't think Ibot will feel great after picking up the graveyard key here, because they just did all of Veilfalls and Cloud Tops, which was all completely unnecessary.
Well, he got a bomb bag, so there's that at least.
Oh, well. Wait, are they on 99? Or did they just pick up? Did they skip one that Sharky found elsewhere?
I don't remember where Sharky's third bomb bag was, so I can't answer that. Oh yeah, Ibot did also get a spin from Veil Falls.
Yeah, so that is all of the elements for Sharky, which means that they're going to be headed over to Dark Harrow Castle. Oh, Sharky, please leave. Okay, they're going to go to activate their ocarina. In Dark Harrow Castle, they're going to be looking for their boss key, and we're going to have a bet for where we think the boss key is going to be. We're going to count the checks along the way, chests 1 through 9. Put your bets in. Where do you think the boss key is going to be?
I always bet 7 because I feel like that's most likely to be the vanilla big key chest.
I bet 3 because I think that it's going to be one of the checks in the beginning, and it's always going to be one that you go activate the red warp, go back, get the boss key, then go, and you don't need to go to the back half. And 3's worked out for me very well in a lot of the seeds.
But yeah, this big key location could absolutely determine the result of this race.
And we're gonna see Sharky enter into the sanctuary. I'm gonna write in chat when I see when he enters into the sanctuary room. 24. 150-24. I think this is gonna be a PB for Sharky. No matter what.
Yeah, I think Sharky...
Did he have a sub 3?
I think he has a sub 3, but nothing sub 245.
Yeah. It doesn't look like they've had a sub 3.
Well, there's an easy way to tell.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to the leaderboards and have a look.
Yeah.
Their fastest time is a 3:24. So this could PB by over an hour for Sharky. This is great. This is really great performance from them.
So yeah. So no matter if Ibot overtakes or not, congrats are definitely in order for Sharky.
Yeah, they routed this nearly perfectly. Like, there was a couple of minor mistakes which was just down to experience, but when they were given like objective, like or completely subjective choices, do I go here or there? It's really hard to tell, and it's just down to your gut feeling. They nailed those. They got all of them bang on the money.
Yeah. Like a little bit of his only real hiccup was after getting the red sword.
Yeah, like if they really should have, as soon as get the red sword, they should have got that bow and then headed to Western Woods, and they could have saved 10 minutes, I think. Ooh, okay, that was scary. I don't roll through those.
I've done it before, but that's because they decided to sharp turn directly into my path.
Yeah, no.
I don't plan to do it.
In the previous room, you would have jumped with the cape over all of those fire bars, so you just use the cape to jump over those guys as well. Like, even in any percent, we use the cape to jump over them just in case. Like, even if we don't think that
and also,
they're going to get in the way.
Bet yet?
Yes, want to close the bet right before we open the king, because the king is going to be our first item. And Ibot is close behind. They're only going to be, I want to say, like 3.5, 4 minutes behind, which is, that's with an execution difference.
Yeah, 150-24 is what we're looking at. So about 3 minutes.
Oh, Ibot gets spotted.
Ooh. Yeah, he's still probably just 3 to 3.5 minutes behind, though.
Oh, and he's getting spotted again. Yeah, no, not getting good guards here.
He's going too fast.
Just reset the area. No,
yeah,
you're
going too fast. That guard slows you down, so you actually go too fast.
And yeah, absolutely, Aero. For Sharky, the best thing is that they find the boss key straight away. They found a small key on the first check, so it wasn't number 1. And number 2 is also another small key. Yeah, the later the boss key is in Dark Her Castle, the best chance Ibot has to catch up. That is 1:54:01, so that's
about 3.5 minutes, I think. Yeah, about 3.5 minutes.
Yep, 3.5 minutes.
That can be made up for with execution, with boss key location, and with body RNG. We definitely
guaranteed.
We definitely have a very good race on our hands.
Fantastic, Sharky. Well done. Getting that cannon room first try is so hard, and that is fantastic that they managed to do that first try.
Where were remote bombs, and did Sharky never get them?
No, they never picked them up. Yeah, Ibot found them.
I remember. I think it was a. No,
we did ask this earlier.
No, Ibot had
Karlov
remotes well before Karlov.
It was no. Okay, it wasn't Karlov. And it wasn't Figurine House. It was.
I do remember it was in town. I don't remember where. Sharky needs to learn Darknet strats without great spin.
Yeah, roll through the Darknets.
Or if you're using bombs, you should use bombs as projectiles again, not just to stun them.
Yeah, throw your bombs at the Darknets. The bomb explosion doesn't hurt the Darknet. It stuns them temporarily, but your damage on the Darknet is going to come from the projectile, like hitting them with the bomb.
And yes, Ibot has all 4 bomb bags. Yeah, remotes were way earlier than Karlov.
Yeah, they were really early.
Because Ibot didn't do Karlov until after Fortress, and he was using remote bomb strats from Mazal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember it was like... Was it on Krenel? No, it wasn't on Krenel because Sharky got everything. Okay, Sharky taking a moment here just to get get an extra fairy.
Which, that's absolutely fine, even though it's a lot closer than he would like, because dying is what would really cost him the race at this point.
If Sharky dies, it's GG, so absolutely have a fairy at a minimum. Even I always have a fairy. I don't trust myself.
There's so many locations. There's so many locations in Rando along the way that you can get a fairy. It's always worth catching the fairy.
I have not died in Randomizer in an incredibly long amount of time. Like, okay, in the punishment seed, yes, but like in just regular race settings, I could probably skip getting the fairy, but you never know.
Yeah, and with how many fairy locations there are in this game, it costs all of 5 seconds, if that. Yeah. At most, it costs 5 seconds.
Yeah, it costs 5 seconds, and you save multiple minutes.
Depending on where you're getting your fairy and when.
Yeah.
So, it's never not worth.
We haven't seen box key yet. We have checked 4 item locations, and we haven't found it yet. And this is just giving time for Ibot to catch up.
Wait.
Oh, Sharky, don't go in there.
Did Sharky already do clones? I missed it.
Did they? No. Oh, no, they didn't. Sorry, we've only done 3. The next one is 4. Okay, Ibot's struggling a bit here. Does get it on their second try. Oh, Sharky, no. Okay, he's going
he remembered.
This is really precise if you've already moved out of position. Okay, they managed to get it. But in that room, you don't want to move left or right at all. You just to go directly up, and then the spin attack will always work. All right, chain soldier. Jump
cape
over them with the
cape.
cape. Okay,
cape is easiest.
Yeah, there we go. Right, Sharky going for the cape strat. So much easier with the cape.
We're also going to find out soon if this was... Oh, right, this was...
I haven't banned you, Hendris. I've liked all of the seeds that you've given me. Tuberman banned it on principle because it was nearly AD. It was one item off of being AD.
And we're about to find out if... Here comes number 4. We already know Cape was required because there was progression in Cave 25.
Yeah, no, Hendris, the seed you gave me was fantastic. I just sucked. The only thing I can blame for me losing my match against Tuber is myself.
And yesterday I had a Hayden seed. I banned it just because they basically last location everything, but I don't think it was actually a bad seed.
Yeah, no, Goldfish. I didn't see all of it, but I stopped in at points, and Goldfish was massively ahead. I think you were just incredibly unlucky and managed to last location nearly everything.
Yeah, like I didn't get first spin for an hour. I'm pretty sure Goldfish got that within like 30 minutes.
Tuber. Oh yeah, the infinite stuck thing from Tuber. I did have a look at that. I have never seen that before, and that's quite interesting. I should have clipped it. And did someone get a clip of it? Might be worth showing the speedrunners and asking what that's all about. Actually, it's probably just might be a randomizer thing because we changed a lot of home tiles, like with the shallow water in Lake Hylia, so that when you drown when trying to do the jumps in Lake Hylia, you land on the shallow water. Yeah, in Lake Hylia, if you try doing that vanilla with the cape with no flippers, when you drown, you go to the last bit of solid ground, which is like you have to do all of Lake Hylia without falling in the water. Otherwise, you go all the way back to the beginning, and it's awful.
Sharky?
Sharky? Okay. Sharky's showing off a route that no one ever does.
He forgot to fight the guard where the guard was.
Oh no, Sharky. Sharky, no!
Oh, Sharky!
Oh, Sharky's got lost in DHC. Okay. Yeah, but in the room with all of the sparks, you head north.
I think because of the health refill that he did, because he's having trouble without Great Spin, he just muscle memoried right. And then he was confused when he didn't find a guard.
Yeah. Also, the quick kill on this Black Knight, very, very easy. You move left so that you're just brushing the right edge of that left torch. You head up, and then when the Dark Nut spawns in, then you face right and sword slash it, and then you keep on moving up a little bit and sword slashing in a rhythmic pattern, and you just insta kill it.
Yeah, I think this is Sharky's inexperience showing. He's probably very used to full clearing speed, so he has a lot more items than he does now.
Yeah, Black Knights are incredibly tough to fight if you're not experienced with it. And yeah, Sharky also doesn't have Great Spin, which they're probably relying on as a new player, because you can just Great Spin into them and it helps out a lot.
Yeah, I can say I don't know the quick kill, but I do know how to jump over them and do roll strats, which helps a lot.
Yeah, okay, Sharky going for down strike, which isn't very good against the Dark Knight, and he does take a death. Does use up his fairy, getting revived. He's still on full health. Okay, so that charge, that corkscrew attack from the Black Knight does 6 hearts of damage.
Sharky. When the Dark Knight runs past you, you should be rolling behind him.
Yeah, Ibot caught up, goes for the quick kill, doesn't manage to land it, but has the great spin, so is going to be able to finish up this fight much faster. Also, Ibot making use of the cape strat.
Yeah.
Cape strat is tricky. You have to do a lot of practice with it, and Ibot overtakes Sharky.
Yeah. And even without cape, I know I've skipped cape strat before because sometimes I fail cape strat and then I just back up to roll strats, which aren't too tricky.
Yeah. So for Sharky there, if you're your absolute 100% panic mode, you have no idea what you're doing against the Dark Nut. Pick up bombs and throw them at the Dark Nuts. You will kill them eventually. That is your last resort if you're really struggling with Dark Nuts. The strats I recommend that you practice are rolling through the Dark Nuts and then turning around and slashing them from the other side. Pretty straightforward. And then the other one is using boots to bonk into the wall. So if they're somewhere above you, you face down towards a wall. You watch the Dark Knight as it comes up towards you with its shield out or something. As soon as it moves to start doing like an attack or something, charge your boot dash and bonk into the wall, and you bonk and recoil behind them. And then you can just start sword slashing and pressing down, and the Dark Knight will get pinned against the wall, and you'll be able to do 5 sword slashes or however many and kill it.
So here comes check number 5 for Sharky.
Yeah.
Ibot already did his 5th check, and it was a small key. I know the game's going off of Sharky's.
I mean, if Sharky finds the big key here, he's going to just overtake. Okay, it wasn't there. He's going for the other north check as well, so he's going to be behind Ibot. Yeah, Ibot picks up the boss key. So it looks like it's going to be Sharky's 7th item, possibly 8th. Or 9th. But most likely 7th.
I mean, we're still missing a small key. So if he does southwest first, it's probably going to be his 9th.
I'll be surprised if they do southwest instead of southeast, because everyone knows southeast is just a lot easier and faster than all the other towers.
Yeah. I think my tower routing ever since New Logic came out has been I do northwest, southeast, southwest, northeast.
Sorry, what was that again? North.
Top left, bottom right, bottom left, top right.
Okay.
And more than anything, that's just to stop switching between items. Because I already have the bow out from the escape room.
I always use boomerang for that room, because then you can get fairies before the Black Knight. After, just before that Black Knight, if you just max out your hearts on fairies, you're not going to die from that. You don't need to get any more health from that point up to Betty.
Oh yeah, no, I've generally gotten good enough now that I don't die in that area, so so I stopped doing it. But yeah, this is looking like it's now. Oh yeah, this is Ibot's race to lose now. Sharky's doing the left location.
Yeah, they're gonna get their small key and end up last locationing their boss key. Yeah, I don't know anyone who routes it like this. Everyone's second tower is always south, bottom right, because bottom right is just the fastest tower, and leaving it for last is not a good idea.
And if he does that first, we need to teach Sharky for a different reason, which is if you have every small key, the vanilla big key is by far the fastest.
Yes, if he's going to get his last small key here, he should at 100% go directly to the boss, to the big chest. Yeah, these genies are a bit rough as well. If you're new and are used to using Great Spin to kill them,
he should be using Gust Jar.
Gust Jar. I've never used a Gust Jar on them before, but I assume it's very easy.
Gust Jar literally sucks them in like the money curse on Greggle. So yeah, easy.
Right, that is Ibot finishing up V1, moving on to V2. Sharky has all 4 small keys and isn't going for the boss key for the vanilla check.
Okay, so we need to teach Sharky after this.
Yeah, so
it's the right. It's right in this. It's correct in this instance, but it's the wrong.
Well, it's still not correct because he should have done this. He shouldn't have got that small key. He should have got this first, and having to go get the small key, they should have gone for the.
Yeah, no, but I'm.
Okay, now they're going to get. Okay, right. The winning bet is 9, because he's going to open chest 8 here, and then. Wait, Sean, which was your bet? Was it 8 or 9?
8.
Oh, Sean. Oh. Yeah, no. The correct bet is 9. And it shouldn't have been. As it was.
Ibot getting the 3 cycle.
Yeah, I think Ibot was going for Great Spin there. I didn't quite see.
He only did Great Spin on the second one.
Yeah, because the third one he didn't. I think he tried going for a Great Spin and maybe bonked his sword and it cancelled. I didn't get a good look at that.
Vadi ran into his clones, I think.
Okay, interesting there from Sharky, using one of the fairies that he picked up. Right, 2 hours, 10 minutes. Sharky picks up his boss key. I think that's the fastest he's ever picked up his boss key, seeing as like their previous PB was 3 hours, 20 minutes. So this is a huge PB for Sharky.
I mean, I played this game the first time back when I want to say I was 12, and I'm pretty sure it took me. I want to say it probably took me about 3 hours to beat Vadi.
Right, very nice keys in room there from Sharky. Ibot playing tennis now. That's the first volley. Yeah, now probably the hardest part of the Vati fights for Sharky is going to be those Dark Knight fights, because we've seen how they've struggled in Hyrule Castle with them. I think Sharky's best performance increase, if they want to get better at the randomizer, practice Dark Knight strats.
Yeah, like, you face more than enough of them that it become big time save.
And GG to Ibot.
That is definitely a GG.
Now, I think we're going to have them join for an interview. Here we have Ibot and Sharky. GG's. That was an exciting race.
Yeah, so when like Arrow said close race and then like Sharky didn't finish for 5 minutes, I was like, what's he like sarcastic? Oh, and then I tuned into Restream and you were counting his boss key. So yeah,
you overtook him on Dark Nuts.
Yeah, the Black Dark Nut is where the blue warp is where Ibot you overtook Sharky. You were 3 minutes behind entering Dark Horror Castle.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh no, Sharky! Oh, you took a death from Darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but I guess Great Spin also helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharky, we do suggest that you learn more strats for Darkness. If nothing else, throw bombs. Don't wait for
Darknets. When in doubt, you pick up the bombs and throw them at the Darknets, and you'll deal damage to them.
Yeah, I gotta know that.
Yeah, that is your panic button option. When you are panicking, you don't know what to do, place bombs down and throw them. You're basically always going to be guaranteed having bombs there. So,
yeah, I think it came up earlier in the seed also where there was an enemy where you were trying to rely on bombs, but you weren't throwing them.
Yeah, unfortunately, I raised a fairy on accident. Like,
oh wait, I know where it was. It was when you were trying to get your first sword in Minish Flippers. You were trying to kill the SOs with bomb explosion.
That room just sucks. You can't. You don't need to kill the enemies there, so you just ignore them and use the boots to dash through. And then that's another thing is ice physics becomes really easy with boots because boots basically ignore ice physics. So if you just chain boot dashes together, you'll never have to worry about the fall. But it requires some practice.
Then we were talking about even without boots, you should just you throw bombs.
I was kind of disappointed to find a sword there. I would have full cleared Deepwood regardless.
Yeah. So, Sharky, your routing was bang on the money the whole time through. You went through Minish Woods the regular way, which means that you got the flippers first before going into Minish Village. Then you got your sword and then went straight to, you couldn't do Deepwood at the time, but you got your swords much earlier before Ibot did.
And then you went straight to Cave of Flames, which gave you the Ocarina, which shortened your Deepwood trip.
Yeah, because that Cave of Flames, at the beginning you had like a 50-50. After getting that Gust Jar in Trilby, it's do you go to Deepwood or do you go to Cave of Flames? Cave of Flames was we didn't know at the time, but it was just overwhelmingly the best option.
Yeah,
I mean,
there. That's why I chose it.
Yeah.
Without if I had a sword at that point, I would have gone to Cave of Flames. I didn't, and you can full clear Deepwood without a sword. You can't full clear Cave of Flames without a sword, so that's why I went to Deepwood instead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it made sense for you, Ibot, to go back to Deepwood because you had a 30 bomb bag, and if you have 30 bombs, and Deepwood's required.
Bombs, and then I had a bow, and it was I can.
And the other difference there between you and Sharky was you hadn't done Flipper's Cave yet. He had, so you also had an extra set of checks there.
Oh yeah, there's also that.
Also, speaking of all this, I did want to congratulate you, Sharky, on what appears to be your rando peak.
Yeah, by an hour or so.
Yeah, it's a fat PB.
Yeah, this was a legit siege. I basically full cleared Fortress for no reason, so that could have been a bit faster.
Yeah, Ibot, just before you went up Vale Falls, Sharky decided to dip into the graveyard. No, you dipped into the graveyard and found the Four Sword and Dampe, and that was on no mode, and then Sharky was already basically in go mode at that point because they got the graveyard key in Caster, and they got the lantern ages ago.
Yeah, that lantern I just delayed for a small bit, which kept me out of deeper droplets. So
yes. So Sharky was just on a straight path there. As soon as you do Fortress, you just go to Royal Crypt and you hit go mode. Then you go. They had Deepwood as well to go do, so they just go grab the boss key, do the boss, and enter. They enter Dark Horror Castle 1 hour 50.
Also, one thing that I was curious about, and I think Myth was a little curious about too, was why did you put off all the element dungeons for so long, Sharky?
Well, Deepwood. Well, I was in that close to that area for the longest time, so that's why I kind of waited to do that last. But I was looking at
you had Ocarina. It's not hard to get to Deepwood with Ocarina.
True, but I just wanted to full clear like more dense area. So when I went to caster without a bow, it's like, okay, hopefully there's a bow here.
Yeah, that skipping that bow in Trilby
I'm
was.
turning around.
Yeah, you play this without a tracker, don't you?
I use an auto tracker, so.
Oh, you do use an auto tracker. Okay. Yeah, missing the bow in Trilby hurt you quite a bit because it meant that you had to go back to caster after a while. And oh yeah, you wanted to go to Fortress as well, but couldn't because you didn't have your bow. And we do ask if you have a tracker, please put it on your stream as well. So the restream trackers have a much easier job, especially if it's being auto tracked.
Yeah,
the can stones get hard to track.
I know what happened.
I usually do that. I just
Yeah, we
issues
know
with
that
my
you
PC
meant,
earlier, so
yeah, we noticed you were having technical issues, Ibot.
I know what happened on my end because I had it seen for it, but I never refreshed it. So, that was my end.
Yeah, you're going for downstrike here on Vati 2. We missed your Vati 1, but I think it went by rather well.
Not the best, but I just need to learn the 3 cycles.
Okay, well,
you need great the 3 cycle Vati 1. You can do it with roll attack, which is very tricky, but
yeah, Vati 1 3 cycle requires a great spin. Vati 2, you just need regular spins.
Yeah, just regular spins.
But you do need a clone for it.
Yeah, you're doing the 2nd cycle here. Yeah, you want to do a great spin there. Sorry, not a great. You don't have great spin. You do when you hit the eyes and Vati became vulnerable. You charge up a spin attack with your 4 clones and just do a single spin attack on Vati. But that's fine. You managed to do enough hits there to progress him onto the 3rd cycle, so it didn't hurt you there by not doing the spin attack. But on this last one, you want to do a spin attack and then just do a single sword slash at the end.
Yeah, so if I do continue playing, which I probably will, I'll keep notes of what I could do to improve.
Yeah, we would go back through this and see the things that we mentioned for your improvement execution wise, and just watch the tournament matches. Oh, okay, you got the 3 cycle there. Wait, what? I must have missed a cycle somewhere.
He actually 4 cycled it because he took two cycles during Vati 2.
Yeah. Watch the final brackets and watch their Dark Harrow castles, and watch how they kill Darknuts, especially.
Yeah, I just brain farted at that point, like, oops.
Yeah, this was probably your hardest Dark Harrow castle because of the limited items you have. With the times that you finished before, you've probably had nearly every item by those points.
Yeah, great spin. Usually I have a great spin. It's like, I wish I had that.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, you can throw boomerang at the eyes to stun them in here if you're having troubles, but you managed to hit them.
Usually, the last few seeds I've played, I've always had trouble with Body 3. During the last part of it, it's like, you gotta be every time.
Are you talking about the lineup for the tennis part?
Yeah.
Starting out, most people struggle because it's fairly precise, but it's set a save state there and just do it over and over again.
If you want a quick trip. If you want a quick tip on how to practice Body 3, you on the tennis portion, you can favor a little bit to the right, but not really to the left.
Yeah. I recommend for starting out, when you got your clones together, face up and charge a spin attack, so that the sword tips are lined up with the point of their eyeballs, and then move down to the bottom of the arena. Then when you see the flash of blue as soon as you see the orbs fly out of the eyes, then you can release a spin attack, and it will basically always guaranteed work. It's pretty foolproof.
Yeah, but my body 3, I felt I did perfect too. So usually one of
GG. That was 3 for 3. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was a clean body 3.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is don't sword mash.
Mashing can cause issues there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to try to pre-do the slashes, and I sometimes get, and then I'm way too early, and so I start smashing, and it messes me up.
Yeah. Vati doesn't fire those blue orbs in a straight line. The ones in the middle come out slightly in front of the ones on the sides. So if you're like mashing with your sword, you may have a really early sword slash which just touches the middle 2, and the hitbox doesn't hit the outside 2, so the middle 2 start flying back towards him, and then your next slash hits the ones on the sides back, and they will be delayed backwards as they go backwards towards Vati.
And just long enough for the middle ones to pop back up.
Yeah. And it causes it to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at loss, I'm happy with the seed.
You should be very happy with that performance. With an hour PB and being ahead of your opponent going into DHC, that's not something you should be upset about. That is a big improvement.
Yeah, I was getting a little nervous too. It's like I'm looking at Iris. He's like, okay, no dot done yet. It's like this is close for me. So.
Yeah, I had no idea where you were at. Like this kind of scene, it would have been entirely possible that you would like basically full gear droplets or go to palace or whatever.
Yeah, but both non-element dungeons were completely unrequired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just dipped droplets just to do the rupee area, and
Yeah, I did the rupee area and the underwater pod, and then left everything lantern locked. And left my lantern until very late, so...
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about your routing a lot, Ibot, and yeah, you were hard avoiding Veil Fools before you had the lantern, because...
Oh, if I'm like 3 items from Go mode, and one of those is the lantern, I'm not going up Veil Forts.
It made complete sense. The other items you were missing was the Graveyard Key, which locks things that are already locked by the lanterns, so...
Yeah.
And you were missing the Force Ward, which was only 3 items at that point.
Yeah, it only looks 3 items again, so...
And I didn't check like those 3 items until I got the lantern, because the Force Ward was out of logic until then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Downbay had the Force Ward, so when I get to like... I'm thinking, oh, good thing I left Fortress. Because I don't want to do the whole Fortress and have to go back to get
you went to Fortress before Graveyard when you had both options?
No, he did. I think that he bailed Fortress. He bailed Fortress.
Yeah, he bailed Fortress.
Yeah,
I Fortress and then did Castle or whatever to get the Graveyard.
Well, he did Castle before Fortress.
Yeah, no, Castle was before Fortress.
So you had a Graveyard Key and a blue sword. And
what he was missing, what he was missing for right before, but luckily he bailed out before he went. For him, he bailed out before then. He accidentally skipped the first bow.
Yeah. Where was Blue Sword again?
Blue Sword was Westernwood's Beanstalk.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
What's the other bow at?
We didn't. Oh no,
I got the other bow. Where was that?
I think it was in Vale Falls.
Yeah, I think Vale Falls.
Yeah.
Like the Blue Sword lock chest or the behind the walls chest.
Yeah.
One of those two, where you actually wouldn't have needed the gripping, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Sharky, you made the right play of going to Cave of Flames first, so you got that done first, and then went to Lake Hylia, found your red sword, and then you kept on doing Lake Hylia checks. And you did find your lantern. Well, he didn't keep doing
Lake Hylia checks. What we were confused about was he started doing all the town checks.
Oh yeah, then you went to town and started doing a bunch of town checks when you had your red sword and your spin attack. And Ibot just
Yeah, that is when I probably could have picked up the lantern, but I just went straight to Western Woods.
And that is when Sharky got his lantern.
Yeah, like if you like.
But
if
we
I
were
didn't have
confused
the
about him
ocarina there, I
doing.
absolutely would have found the lantern and done the secret cave and then gone over to Western Woods.
But we were confused about Sharky doing town checks, and not really fast town checks at that. He was doing a lot of slower town checks before Western Woods.
Yeah, because I bought you picked up your red sword quite a bit after Sharky, but was much further. Like you were already in Caster by the time Sharky decided to go to Western Woods. So, yeah, it's when you have your red sword, it's rush Western Woods. Forget everything else. Bail out of where you are. Rush Western Woods. It's very unlikely that it's going to be a mistake by doing that.
Yeah, because I know at the end I still had a crap ton of town checks.
Yeah.
Because that my map is like lit up for town.
Yeah, town is bait.
Yeah,
Town.
that's one thing that you have to worry about with auto tracking. Don't look at the number of green dots. Think about how many items are in those green dots. Because yes, town has a lot of green dots, but the Western Woods green dots, even though there's less of them, have a lot more items.
Yeah, and they're fast. The checks in town, they're like all together, but going from one square to the other square in town takes forever. You have to go as Minish and go into a cave or something. And with Western Woods, even though they're really spread apart, they're very quick to go between.
Most of them have multiple items.
Yeah.
Unlike town.
Yeah, Western Woods has about 40 items, and you can get it in the space of a minute, or a minute and a half. Whereas town you can spend 10, 15, 20 minutes in town.
And whatever you do in Western Woods, don't do Percy.
Oh yeah, you did Percy. Skip Percy. Percy's always junk.
I didn't do Percy.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't do Percy.
I know Arrow 10.
I might have done it after Caster if I didn't find the graveyard key at that point. But...
I mean, Arrow was mentioning this beforehand, that all of Arrow's seeds that they've rolled this tournament so far has had something on Percy.
Well, good thing I didn't know that.
So I kind of metagamed on that because I knew Arrow usually rolls something on Percy. Like, you know what? I'm checking Percy. And got another damn it, Arrow.
It's not the worst thing to metagame. It's not that slow of a check. It's just...
Oh, yeah.
It's such a weird statistical anomaly that it never has anything. It's like the shop.
It's not... Percy isn't that unlikely to have...
yeah.
If you actually do statistics on the seed we've had, I'm pretty sure Percy isn't that different from, London Secret Cave or something that's similar.
We're dealing with 440 checks. That is a 0.025% chance that any individual item has something, I think.
Depends on how broadly you define something.
Progression,
Yeah, progression. Do you include hard pieces?
If you're looking for one specific item, is about a 0.2% chance that you'll find the item you're looking for on the exact thing that you're looking for.
Oh, sure, but that's no.
Yeah. But anyway, ban points for Arrow.
No. This was a jet seed. Can't ban this.
I can't. Even though the grip ring was in a marvelous place.
Oh.
I had a laugh about that, but I can't ban Arrow on a PB of mine that I kind of destroyed.
Oh, Sharky.
You say that, but I've banned Ibot on a PB seed.
Well, that was your Go Mode bomb pack, right?
Yes.
It's still an
I
awful
completely
seed.
get that.
I don't care if it was a jet seed, it was awful. But yeah, Sharky, when you were in Cave of Flames, after you got the grip ring, you hit the blue warp, and we were thinking maybe you were bailing out of Cave of Flames to go and check the Krenel climb up to the beanstalk. In which case, you would have found your cape. But then you decided
the cape doesn't really matter from getting to the blue warp to getting to the red warp.
Yeah, but then you full cleared the rest of the Cave of Flames basement before heading up Mount Krenel.
Yeah,
so you got your cape after full clearing Cave of Flames.
Yeah, with low hearts at that time, I was like, you know what? I might as well take this, just in case I actually get myself killed somehow.
Oh, okay. Cave of Flames is a very healthy dungeon. There are
if you enter
hearts
start
everywhere.
of Cave of Flames, the 4 pots in that room have hearts.
Yeah. Also, everywhere, like basically every room has fire. If you sword slash the fire, there's a really high drop chance of hearts.
Yeah,
And the other thing that we were mentioning was you, when you were doing the basement, you were being, there was something else that you were being cautious with health, but then we were like, you can use the pots before Gleerock for health.
Yeah. Gleerock.
There are 2 fairies in the room before Gleerock, right?
Yeah. Yep, 2 fairies and like at least 3 hearts in the other pots.
And that's that's what it was. We were saying that because you were probably worried about your health on rolling through the fire to try to reach the one side, to try to reach the 0 cycle, but there's an easy health refill. So you shouldn't worry about
with the red warp, like because both of you had to hit the red warp without having the cape. That's very precise, but you can roll through the fire to hit the switch and then roll back across and roll up into the boss door with the platform still there.
So it's a risk-free 0 cycle, because even if you fail and you lose health, you're waiting that 1 cycle anyways, and you don't have to worry about your health because you're going to get a free health refill.
It's like really situational and not something we do really recommend because it's so precise, but it's something that's possible.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I was saying that I would always go for it, because even if I fail it, it's not like I'm actually losing time.
Yeah, you just have the option of saving a whole cycle of that platform, moving down and then back up, which is quite long in the Cave of Flames basement.
Yeah, I think my last Kinstone piece was the Fell Falls Kinstone.
Yeah, that was bait.
Ibot's last Kinstone was the Cloud Tops in Lower Vale Falls.
Yeah. Probably not just what you would expect, just from...
I had all Cloud Tops before I had Fell Falls, like...
Yeah.
And 3 of the Cloud Tops, like, early on, it's like... Okay. Getting some Kinstones I don't know if I need or not. Then when I looked at my maps, like... Okay, it's unrequired. Like,
yeah, since we didn't have trackers on stream, we didn't know what the Kinstones were. We had to like.
I looked at my Kinstone bag.
Yeah, then you looked at your Kinstone bag, and we saw that you had all of the Castic Kinstones, and then we were a bit shocked by that because we were marking a lot of them as just Cloud Tops Kinstones.
Oh,
but, yeah.
No, it was the one at the very beginning, and then at Lake there were like 2 of them just before you got the red sword.
Yeah.
So at that point, I knew I was going to go, like, just go rush Fortress, which didn't pay off, but it's like, I got everything I need this and all the Kinstones this early. Yeah, I'm going there. At least not finding the lantern didn't bait me into following that Fell Falls Kinstone to Palace or something.
Yeah, when you were at the like. Sharky was in go mode and was in Deepwood getting their last element when you were in Wind Tribe. And then we were saying, right, like we were kind of figuring out what else we have.
No, we weren't thinking that you were dipping Palace, but we were concerned.
And otherwise I would have gone back into Droplets.
Yeah, we were concerned where you were going to go to Caster or go to Droplets first.
Yeah, they were the 2 things that we were considering. So like.
Yeah, and at that point, like, I knew the seed was kind of jetty so far, so probably better to check the overworld stuff than the non-required dungeon.
Yeah, that's your play. You knew that you had an execution advantage, so you want to try and minimize the risk of it being a jet seed.
Yeah,
and
it's also that every seed basically in this tournament, if I put off hiking, it's been bad. So I was like, okay, if put off hiking, I should go there. And hey, graphically was on the way.
Yeah.
I did a full hiking. It's like, oh, piece of heart. At the end, it's like, oh, it's health. Might as well get it just in case I need it.
No.
My
Well,
last did 19 hearts, and this one was what, 12?
Yeah, you finished with 12 hearts.
yeah. Have you finished with that low hearts before?
I think that's the lowest. So
Yeah. Yeah, when you start out this randomizer and after your first seed, when you're doing DHC with like 20 hearts, all bottles, all scrolls, all butterflies and everything, you're feeling pretty strong, and like you may struggle a bit on Batty, but it's not too bad. But then like after you practice a lot, like you do a few other seeds, and then you get a jet seed where you have nothing and you have like low hearts, and then you can really struggle. So
Yeah, losing that great spin help. It takes a bit of getting used to.
yeah, it's something that you if you want to get better, practice doing areas with the minimum required items to reach there. Like Temple of Droplets basement with just the Smith's sword and 3 hearts and a lantern. That is rough. But that is great practice for mitigating damage loss in there. And then you'll never fear going into Temple of Droplets after you practice doing that a few times. And yeah, DHC when you have less than 10 hearts.
ooh, I know that'd be tough because some of the enemies are rude. Mainly the Dark Nuts.
Yeah, in the any percent speedrun category, we do Dark Horror Castle with 7 hearts, and we have a bottle with a fairy in it, a single bottle. So we get a lot of practice with doing the Dark Horror Castle with a low amount of health. So it's something that's very beneficial to practice.
Yeah, I mean, slightly unrelated game, but I can't tell you how much better I got in quick time once I started doing Link to the Past seeds inverted and doing early moth a lot. I'm not sure how many of you know how difficult moth can be.
Yeah, it's been a few years since I've played A Link to the Past, but moth is a stupid boss.
Now, I've played a bit of Link to the Past Random, but I don't really play it anymore.
I've done 3 hard 30 bomb Gleerock enough that I can kind of imagine.
Okay, I'm going to wish you guys GG. I need to actually finish making dinner. So, GG, guys. I hope you guys run again, and I'll hopefully see you guys then.
Yep. Thanks for the commentary and the restream.
Good luck for the rest of your tournament experience here.
I'm probably going to need it.
Yeah, congratulations to the runners.
Yeah.
Sharky and Ibot. Also thank you Myth and Lunastick for commentating. And don't forget our trackers Nimbus125 and Dinpank. I think both of them left already, but make sure to leave a follow for them. And here on ZSR, the next match we have is on ZSR2, a Breath of the Wild any percent match in about 15 minutes. And later today, 1 hour 15 from now, I think it is, we are going to have a Z2R randomizer bracket match. And for tomorrow we have so far only 4 matches. One is a Wind Waker Spoiler Log tournament at 1:50 p.m. EDT. 2 p.m. EDT, another Breath of the Wild tournament match. At 3 p.m. we have the next Minish Cup randomizer match, Rylux versus Riki of Kokiri. And also a Z2R match at 9 p.m. EDT.
And just before we go, we have the next match coming up in the Minish Cap Randomizer tournament is not going to affect the top 4. So the top 4 has been decided now for the final round of the tournament, and it's going to be Goldfish is seed number 1, Nesman number 2, and then joint third is going to be Dark Horse and Luna. So we're going to have one tiebreaker match between Luna and Dark Horse, which is just going to decide who's going to be 3rd and 4th place. And then we're going to move into our knockout semi-final bracket.
Those matches are going to be fun to watch.
So will the match tomorrow still happen between
yes,
Rylux and Riki?
It will affect their tournament scores and other people's, but it won't affect top 4.
Okay. So for more ZSR, check our schedule. As soon as we have everything set for the restreams, the dates will be on the calendar. And see you next time here on ZSR.